Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live again. Apologies for being a little bit late. Apparently, my computer decided that it wanted to freeze as we were about to go live, and I couldn't go live. So, eh. um, real quick, I'm going to introduce my guest. You know him, you love him. It is Matthew McFadden. Matthew, how you doing?
I mean, loved is a bit of a controversial statement, but you know what? I'm good. I'm actually good's an understatement. I'm absolutely buzzing.
As well, you should be.
Been a good week. Handed in my dissertation. I'm not necessarily a free man, but I'm a free man for a couple of days.
Hey, and Matthew, you know what else? We also have Phoenix Rising tonight too.
Damn right.
Yeah.
And hopefully I won't fall asleep again.
No. That's not what we do in 2019, Matthew. You don't fall asleep in 2019.
Because the 3 times I've tried to watch Phoenix Rising, twice I've fallen asleep. And both those times we haven't won.
Well,
and guess what? That's all when I stayed up.
So now Matthew, you son of a bitch. Now we know who to blame. Oh, I swear.
That's it. Not individual mistakes, not defensive errors. No. Just my sleeping schedule.
It is Matthew McFadden's sleeping schedule that we blame people. Rory, Saban, Mr. Exclusive, and Dan, good to see you guys. Real quick, Matthew and I are going to do a quick little Barcelona review. Are you ready for it? It sucked. We move on.
Yeah, what you said.
Yeah, it sucked. We move on. So, Matthew, Manchester United Everton tomorrow morning. It's at 5:30 in the morning for me. 5:30 in the morning. After waking up at 4:30 to watch Tottenham and City, which ultimately wound up being a waste of a game because it was boring, in all honesty. So, early thoughts. Who's some people you're worried about for Everton?
I'll be honest, it's quite a lot of the team. We've been atrocious recently. We've lost 5 games in 8 or something terrible like that since Ole has taken charge. And I think 2 of those 3 wins we didn't really deserve to win. So at this stage, I think anyone can punish us. Even Huddersfield, let's face it. So, and if we're talking about specific players, there's one player who always has an absolute world day against us, and that's Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
Every single time he plays against United, he just turns into, I don't know, like a prime Maradona. I don't know what it is. There's that game where it was Swansea United, or United Swansea, rather. It was at Old Trafford, and Swansea needed to get a result to somehow stay in the Premier League, and it took a free kick for him.
Matthew, you say that, and now I remember that. Like, I actually do remember that.
That was a specific one where Herrera ran onto the line, and then Teo was like, no, get forward. And then Gylfi put it in that exact position.
Yep.
I still remember that too much. And it was a game that Marcus Rashford dived in, and everyone hated him.
Like,
why do I remember it so much? I don't know.
Matthew, you're making me relive bad things right now. Why are you going to do that to me, bro? Like, we're talking Matthew's first stream back after a dissertation, and he's just throwing negativity on me. Damn.
My stream just got a big dose of depression. Like you're in a very baby red channel.
Listen,
okay.
This is what we do here though in 2019 is we only deal with facts in 2019. 2020 we might talk about a different story. We might do stories in 2020. But 2019 we only deal in facts. Let's see here. So Mr. Excuse did say best review on the channel, nothing but facts. To the Barcelona review. Yeah, no, definitely. Craig Perota, it is good to see you, man. Everton have been in good form, too. Yeah, well, Everton have been in good form, other than the fact that they did just lose to Fulham, who Fulham did pull off another win, which is kind of interesting. But Matthew, here...
It's about 6 months late for Fulham, isn't it?
It is.
It's good that they get things, but could have done it a bit earlier.
I mean, being real, they probably should have done it a bit earlier. They have a talented squad, that's for sure. I'm calling right now. This game will determine our top 4. Rory, I agree with that. I do think that this game will probably determine if we get top 4 or not. I think if we win this, now granted, we need to win this in order to still have a chance. I actually think that the Chelsea game will be the one that determines if we get top 4 or not. Just my opinion, though. So Matthew, here's somebody else I'm a little bit worried about because, I mean, he did do bits against us when he was with Watford. That's Richarlison. Richarlison always seems to have a decent game against us, doesn't he?
Yeah, it happens quite a lot. I think the same kind of thing happened for Watford as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, he seems to be a bit inconsistent, but at the same time, he kind of offers that more direct attacking style that a few of the recent Everton forwards just haven't really gave them. And to be honest, Everton are such an up and down team at the moment. Like 1 week they'll look absolutely amazing and they'll look like a team that actually wants to play football, and then the next game it'll just look like a bunch of individuals rather than a team itself. And that just seems to be the issue with them this season. I think they're probably the most irrelevant team in the Premier League this year. Because realistically, what have you heard from them? Nothing.
No, nothing.
They're normally a team who try and compete for that 7th place and maybe even try and get into the top 6 occasionally, but they've just not really had the consistency to actually do that.
Yeah. No,
it probably comes after they've got so many players and summer transfer window has taken so long for them to actually fit in.
Well, and Matthew, you know what's crazy? So I'm looking through the stats here right now. Richarlison and Gylfi Sigurdsson, who, I mean, they both have 12 goals this season, which actually does surprise me. Like, seeing that, I am a little bit surprised to see both of them have 12 goals this season.
Richarlison would have got more, considering he's normally the starting striker, but 12 goals, to be fair, it's not too bad in a minute.
Well, and considering the fact he was injured towards the beginning of the season, too. I remember he was out for a few matches.
I think he was out, and I think he also got sent off in his debut against Wolverhampton.
Yep, I remember that, too.
And he got 2 goals, but he got sent off. I think that's it.
Let's see here. Feel more confident feel more confidence in Goodison. We've been awful at home, better away. Wesker, yeah, I actually, funny enough, with it being at home, I'm more worried about it being at home because I'm like, our home form recently has just been bad, like really, really bad. There's one other person I definitely want to mention, Matthew, and that's Bernard. Bernard has been really, really good for Everton all year long, and his midfield play that he brings is actually, it's pretty good. Always seems to come up with a good pass, and always seems to be a danger making runs. I think that's somebody that definitely needs to be mentioned.
I think his goal tally isn't that great. I think he scored about 3 goals or something like that. But yeah, to be honest, when we're doing a preview for any team, any left wing is going to be a danger.
Yeah.
Consider that's a right back.
Well, now correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Ashley Young is available to play, but Luke Shaw still is not, if I remember correctly.
I think that's because Luke Shaw got a 2-game ban.
Yeah, for the accumulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Unfortunately, there may be a chance that we see him back.
Rumors Sane wants to leave City.
See that.
So Saban just said there's rumors that Sane wants to leave City, which, I mean, I would take Sane at Manchester United. I would.
Like, realistically, does he want to leave City?
I think it's just rumors. I think it's all just rumors. But if that was true,
he's not been starting that much this season. But at the same time, I mean, you're part of one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
Why would you really want to leave?
Best teams in the world at the moment. Once financial fair play does finally catch up to them, we might have a different story.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyways, Matt Marcus, good to see you. It was good to talk to you a little bit earlier. But anyways, I'm looking through the list, and the only other so Calvert-Lewin has scored 6 goals this year, and then Lucas Digne has scored 3, and Theo Walcott has scored 3. So everybody else has scored 2 or less this season, which actually is a little bit surprising to me that basically all of their goal production has come from Sigurdsson and Richarlison, but at the same time, it's really not that big of a surprise. But anyways, Matthew, let's go ahead and jump over to the Manchester United side of things. We obviously did win the reverse fixture. Who do you think are people that are going to have a big impact on this match for Manchester United?
Look, while Martial's on a terrible run of form, he always seems to do so well against Everton.
Yep.
Players seem to have that in their career. They always seem to do really well against one team. Like Luis Suarez, for example, when he was playing for Liverpool, he got, I think, 3 hat-tricks in a row against Norwich. There seemed to be something about that team, how they'd set up, that he would just absolutely love playing against. And it seems to be the same thing with Martial against Everton. And this is a game that he really needs to step up in because he's been terrible since he's got that new contract. It's almost as if he was trying to play for that new contract. And since he signed a dotted line, he's thought, yeah, I'm safe here. I can do what I want. When in fact, that's not the case. He needs to step up, plain and simple. There's tons of players in a squad that, on the day, they make United one of the best teams in the league. But on the flip side, there's too many on-the-day players. That's our biggest issue this season. And it's just annoying that all those on-the-day players are not having the best of days. In few games or whatever. So we're just seeing the bad out of every single player. So I'm kind of hoping that some of those players can actually step up. One person who I'll be looking at closely is David De Gea as well.
Yep.
That goal, that Messi goal, wasn't exactly the best bit of keeping that we've seen from him. And he's not been in good form. Personally, I think his head's just completely gone. I don't think he's doing anything on purpose. I just think he's not as focused as he used to be because under the other guy, we'd get absolutely peppered with shots. And now we don't seem to be faced with that under Ole. And he kind of asked his keeper to do a little bit more than just saving the ball, which is not kind of exposing De Gea, but it's something that he kind of needs to adapt to.
Yeah.
And at the time, with all those interests in like PSG, Real Madrid, or whatever, it's eventually just going to turn his head. And to be fair, I wouldn't blame him whatsoever if he leaves. He's better than what Man United are at the moment. And there's quite a few other players as well. Maybe Bob's that actually said, look, Shaw's going to be rested. So not rested, but he won't be able to play. So should be interesting to see who plays at left back. Hope it's not him. I believe he knows his name.
I think it might be Delo that we see play at left back. I can see it happening. Like he played left back that one time, and I actually thought that he did a decent job.
I think he set up Rashford's goal. I think it was against Cardiff, wasn't it?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, that was the match that he played in at left back. And it's because Luke Shaw, if I remember correctly, was sick going into that match. I'm trying to. It's hard to remember back like to the beginning of Ollie's tenure right now because of all the ups and downs we've had.
Does kind of ring a bell, I think.
But
or something like that.
Yeah.
And also, on the left wing, then the chances are you're going to be up against Theo Walcott. And let's face it, he's not that great. So, we've criticised Delo a lot for his defending. He seems to be really poor in terms of position and a little bit rash at times in the tackle. If he comes up against a player who's not quite as good as the opposition that he's faced so far, and Theo Walcott might actually give him a bit of confidence going forward. So left back might not be the worst shout for him. Definitely better than Ashley Young.
Well, Ashley Young's playing right back. I can almost guarantee it, Matthew. I can almost guarantee it.
I'm at the stage now where I want to see Valencia back.
Dude,
I never say that.
I will genuinely take Victor Lindelof playing right back. And I didn't think that he did a good job at all at right back.
I mean, I'd take Martial at right back.
I mean, not a bad shout. I mean, he could definitely contribute defensively. We've seen it. So, I mean, maybe. Plus, he is naturally right-footed. So, exactly. I mean, you know what? Martial for right back. I'm all in. I'm all in on it. You know what? No, I like Mr. Exclusives better. Put Lee Grant at right back. Lee Grant is the greatest footballer that has ever graced God's green earth.
Well, I mean, let's compare the stats. How many goals has Lee Grant cost us this season?
Facts.
No.
Facts.
Too many. We only deal with facts here.
We only deal in facts in 2019. And that is a fact. Lee Grant for right back. You heard it here first. Lee Grant for right back. Make it happen. Lee Grant plays every position when he's on the pitch. Dan, that is actually true. I have actually seen that. I've actually heard that if Lee Grant is starting, nobody else can actually start with him because he is too good. And it would actually be unfair for anybody else to be on the pitch, but on his team. That's what I've heard. I can't confirm or deny anything here, people. I can't. But I'm telling you what the FA has told me and brought down the line. That's just, like I said, we only deal in facts in 2019. So I'm just delivering to you what I've been told. Yeah. Well, Marcus, it's the one that has those other sultry tones. You know, he also just finished a dissertation. I mean, no big deal. No big deal.
No big deal whatsoever. Piss easy. I'm going to get 99%. Let's face it.
It's true. It's
My
true.
dreams.
100%. Matthew's getting a 100%. And actually, real quick, Matthew, I do want to shout you out real quick. Go to Matthew's YouTube channel and check out the program that he created on his YouTube channel for Phoenix Rising. Honestly, I cannot say enough good things about it, and I honestly believe that what Matthew did truly is the future of programs for football. I 100% believe that. You need to go check out the video.
You know what? Because I'm a nice guy, I'll link it in the chat.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, Neil. Instead of shit, that would have been awkward.
Well, Dan, technically, I mean, you do have a YouTube channel yourself. All I have to do is just click on your name. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a video. So we all have a YouTube channel if you have a YouTube account. Let's see here. Trouble with Scotland is full of Scots. I mean, Marcus dealing in facts in 2019 too. Look at this. I mean, you cannot come up with a bigger fact than that. But guys, do check out the link that Matthew just linked. Honestly, it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I genuinely believe that Matthew has a gigantic future ahead of him in doing exactly that, in creating digital programs. I believe that in my heart of hearts. So, Matthew, not trying to get all mushy over here, but there you go. Anyways.
In a video and Andrew hits a dab. That's all I'm saying.
Bah! We hit the dabs. I mean, I didn't need to hit it, but we did it anyways. That's for Matthew finishing his dissertation. But Matthew, let's go ahead. Let's get back on track here. I mean, I think that the problem we're seeing right now with Manchester United is I actually think that we are hitting a point where we have a lot of people that are reaching a tiring point. I think that that's kind of what it comes down to, is that we've got a lot of people that are tired. And then, like I saw George Kyle say just a little bit earlier, we do not have the squad depth to make up for that. I mean, we've obviously got Alexis Sanchez and we've got, Romelu Lukaku, who could both play, but in all reality, they bring the same exact things that our tired players bring, which that's the sad part. So, to me, I think that we need to see a little bit of that energy come back from Manchester United, and I hope that getting freaking embarrassed by Barcelona midweek will wake up this team and get them to play their hearts out. Because that is the way that we are going to get top four. Top four comes down to us. If we win out, we will get top four, and I can almost guarantee it. But we need to step our game up because what we are doing at the moment is not good enough. Just a fact. We are not good enough. Like, it's...
Well, don't get me wrong. I didn't watch a great deal of that Barcelona game because I had it on my screen at uni. But what I saw was just, it was hopeless apart from that first 10 minutes where we actually created a couple of chances, but we just went out with such a whimper. It's like something that you'd expect under Jose Mourinho. There was just nothing.
It did have a very Mourinho-esque feel to it, didn't it? It had very much so a feel of like nobody was trying in that match. And that's what made me upset.
It was a case of, it was almost as if the tactics were, right, if you don't get a goal by a certain minute, screw it, whatever. Which just reminds me so much of Jose. Don't get me wrong, Solskjaer isn't like Jose. It was just that one particular game that was like that. It just seemed very sort of Barcelona too good for us. We're just going to have to accept that. And we didn't really go out with much of a fight, which is a bit annoying. But at the same time, guess there kind of is a silver lining to that not being in the Champions League anymore, and that's not having to play 2 more games.
Yep. I think that's going to be a huge plus.
And it's, yeah. Like, and to be fair, no one thought we'd get past PSG. So to get beaten by Barcelona over 2 legs, obviously it's annoying, but at the same time, what do you really expect?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, in my preview, like I said, I expected to get beat by Barcelona. I did not expect to get embarrassed by Barcelona. That's what made me upset. That's the reason why I got angry, is because we got embarrassed. It was exactly like Dan said. After the first goal happened, it's like everybody's heads dropped. And then basically everybody gave up after the first goal. That's what it felt like. From everybody from Rashford all the way back to De Gea. It felt like after that first goal, everybody just gave up. That's what it felt like. Which was a sucky feeling. Don't talk like that about our inspirational captain. Oh, Vandy, I love you. Pancaz, good to see you joining us too, by the way. But Rory, I saw your question, and it would be Smalling for me as well. But Matthew, let's go ahead and let's jump into our starting lineup predictions. Guys, if you want to have your starting lineups read out on the show, drop them in the live comments, and we will get them read out for you. So, Matthew, give me your starting 11, sir.
I'll be honest, right? I've not prepared this whatsoever. So, in goal, David De Gea, obviously, he's been in bad form, but whatever, he's still the best keeper. Right back, I'm probably going to go for, even though I think he's an atrocious footballer, Darmian. It's purely just for the fact that he's not actually young. That is my only reason as to why I pick him. Other two centre-backs are going to be Smalling and Lindelof. They aren't the best in the world, but they'll do. Left back, going to be Delo. Like you said, he played pretty well against Brighton. I think that's his only game where he's played as a proper left back.
Yep.
And not a left back. So should be interesting to see how he does again. Midfield 3, I don't know what's the situation with Herrera. If he's actually going to be playing again, or if he's not quite fit enough. I don't know, but if he was 100% fit, I'd play him. I'd play in midfields, ideally, of Herrera, Fred, and Pogba. Although realistically, it's probably going to be Fred at the base of the midfield, and then McTominay and Pogba as the 2 other central midfielders, which means we probably won't see a great deal from Pogba once again.
Yep.
He's been in the limelight a lot recently in terms of whether people would sell him or not, and I'm not sure if you want to get into that debate or not, but yeah, all we know is that he's been on a terrible run of form recently. And then front 3 is probably going to be... See, I don't want it to be the usual starting 3, which would be Lingard, Martial and Rashford, because I think all of them are in terrible form at the moment, especially Lingard. At least Martial has actually gotten on the ball a few times, and he can kind of play out of that bad form, whereas Lingard doesn't even have the ball. He just does nothing in games now. He just runs about a little bit, tries to find little pockets of space. No one's finding him, and he can't do anything. So for me, I wouldn't even start him. I'd probably play someone like Chong, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Oh, Matthew, don't get me excited over here, buddy. Real talk. What Matthew just laid out there is exactly what I would like to see. What I'd like to see. But it's also not what I expect to see. Because I would love to see either Mason Greenwood or Tahith Chong play out on that right side. I think that they offer more than anything that anybody else that could play on the right now could offer to our team. That's how I feel. I feel like Jesse Lingard is in one of the worst forms of his life, and that's saying a lot. Romelu Lukaku, I mean, he's not a right winger. I mean, if you're going to play him in a front two and have him play over to the right side, okay. But I feel like a front two isn't what we should be doing anyways. And then, I mean, Alexis Sanchez will never play on the right because it's in his contract somewhere, obviously. But I hope that we do not see at least one of those three play against Everton. Because I feel like at some point you need to say what you're doing isn't good enough. And it goes the same for Ashley Young. I hope at some point we see Ollie say what you've been doing isn't good enough. And I get it. I get it that we right now don't have Luke Shaw to play the left back spot. But I would genuinely take Matteo Darmian, who has not started at right back for us probably since LVG left. I don't think he started at right back since LVG left.
And I think he played the Mourinho at right back, but yeah, he's not been a consistent starter. And to be honest, I can see why, because he's a terrible player. But like I said, he's not Ashley Young, so things can only get up.
It can only go up from there, man. It can only go up from there. But this is what I'm going to predict, and I'm going to read out your guys' predictions. So George Kyle's going with De Gea, Young, Smalling, Lindelof, Rojo. McTominay, Pereira, Pogba, Lingard, Lukaku, Rashford. Dan Jones is going De Gea, Young, Smalling, Lindelof, Delo, Matic, unfortunately. Fred, Pogba, Sanchez, Lukaku, Martial. Pankaj is going with De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Smalling, Delo, Matic, Pogba, Fred, Lingard, Mata, Lukaku. See here. Rory is going with De Gea, Smalling, Lindelof, Delo, Young, Fred, McTominay, Pogba, Sanchez, Mata, Rashford. Vandy is going with De Gea, Young, Smalling, Lindelof, Rojo, Fred, McTominay, Pogba, Lukaku, Rashford, and Lingard. Yeah, Dan, I mean, Lingard is 27, which is crazy to think about. But so this is going to be what I predict is going to be the starting 11 for Manchester United. De Gea will start in goal. It's pretty much a guarantee. And in all honesty, I wouldn't drop him anyways because there's no point in dropping him. Your alternative is Romero, and honestly, I think people will get a large reality check if Romero starts in goal for multiple games in a row at any point in time. I really believe that you will get a large reality check to what Romero actually offers, and it's not good. So right back, I'm just going to predict it's going to be Ashley Young. I don't see him being dropped. As much as I hate that, I just don't see him being dropped. It's going to be Smalling and Lindelof at the center back spot. I mean, there's no point in dropping either one of them. They're both good at what they do at the center back spot. Left back, I'm going to predict it's going to be Delo. I hope we don't see Rojo again over there at the left back spot. But I really do hope that Delo gets a chance to start somewhere in this game, whether it be the right back or left back spot. I hope we just see it. I'm going to predict that Matic is going to start this match. It was rumored he was going to start against Barca, and I think that he will start here. And then I think that Pereira will get the start alongside of Pogba. Now, I am wondering if maybe the reason why Herrera is out injured is because he is off to PSG. I do wonder if that's the case. And if that is the case, then, fair play. Don't play the guy that's leaving. So but I think we could see Pereira start this match, and I feel like it could be an appropriate match for him to start. And then because of the way that Martial plays against Everton, I think Martial will start. I think we will also see Rashford up top. And then my question comes in at who's going to play on the right side. I think we will see Lukaku probably start. However, if we got either Chong or Greenwood to start, I cannot tell you how excited I would be to see that. Like if what Matthew predicted came true, I would honestly probably just go off in a corner and cry tears of joy for some reason. Just there's no reason why it shouldn't happen. So sorry. I'd rather take Fosu-Mensah fresh from surgery in for Young. Dan, let me put it this way. I would rather me play at right back. I am 29 years old. I am out of shape. And I have not played the game in a good 10 years. And I would still be better than Ashley Young. Fact. We only deal in facts in 2019, people.
I've not even properly played the game for a full season. I'd still be better than Ashley Young.
I mean, Matthew, I honestly think that anybody in the chat would be better than Ashley Young. I do.
Arthur would be better.
Arthur guaranteed would be better. Think of the pace Arthur would bring people. Think of the pace.
The Arthur poster will be better.
That's true. People.
It will stay.
Right here. Look at this.
For sure.
He's got the number 7 shirt. Of course he'd be better. Of course. I'm better than Young, and I'm a universal player like O'Shea. I like it, Saban. But, I mean, I hope that we do see a bit of a mix-up, people. I really do. I hope we see some change-up to the squad that played against Barca. Because what was out on that pitch was not good enough. And at some point, you cannot continue to play people that go missing or that put in horrible performances. So even if that means that Pogba needs to be dropped, do it. If you feel like Pogba wasn't doing what you asked of him, do it. Jesse Lingard going missing, there's no excuse for that. You need to drop him, do it. Like across the squad. At some point in time, you cannot continue to reward poor performances. And this could be the match that we could potentially see some rotation, even if it means we wind up not getting top 4. Because coming off a loss like we did to Barca, where Ollie's even saying we're going to see some squad overhaul, which gives me a little bit of hope at the very least. But something needs to be done, and I hope that something is done. Just my opinion. Playing the Chuckles together was the second worst decision Ollie made after playing Young. Well, yeah, playing Ashley Young has just been a bad decision overall. Arthur plus Lee Grant, Ultimate Champions League. Yes, that's a guaranteed Champions League winner. Just those two together. Hasn't played in Spain or in Italy. So, and I did see somebody talk about Lukaku possibly going to Italy. I do kind of hope that is the case. But Matthew, we'll go ahead and we're going to, keep this relatively short and let's wrap it up. What is going to be your score prediction and how do you see the match going?
If I'm honest, I'm going to go with a pessimistic 2-2. I just don't see us winning it. I mean, what a great way to return to the channel by being an absolute pessimist. But to be honest, I think it's going to go, really. Just given how bad we've been recently, the fact that Everton seem to have one day where they do it really well and one day where they don't. We're both such inconsistent teams. And to be fair, it could be any result, so I'm going to go with a safe draw. In terms of how the game's going to go, I just think it's going to be bad defending from both sides, if I'm honest. Marco Silva, the Everton manager, I'll be honest, is bang average at best. I think he only looks above a 5 out of 10 because he's young. When in reality, he's a rubbish manager. And I think there was this absolutely mental stat where it's like the top 3 teams in Premier League history that have conceded the most set-piece goals have been Marco Silva in Everton, Marco Silva in Watford, and Marco Silva in Hull. They can't defend set pieces. So, I mean, if we don't score a corner, then I think it just shows that United are allergic to corner goals.
It's true.
Like, we'll probably have to make use of that, which probably why I can see maybe Chris Smalling getting a goal. In terms of the other score, honestly, no idea. I've got no idea where goals are going to come from. But the same kind of applies for Everton. Like you said, there's only really two main scorers that they have. And again, they seem to be inconsistent at the same time. So any prediction whatsoever can be a realistic one for this game.
So, guys, also, if you want to have your score prediction right out, be sure to get it in. But, I mean, Matthew, one of the comments of the entire show of all time, George Kyle says, I think we'll win 2-1, and again, we'll play like a bunch of lobotomized donkeys. Like, wow. That is a comment there, people. That deserves a round of applause. I don't. It deserves something. Deserves something at the very least. But so Dylan Walsh did say promote Chong and Greenwood next season. I hope we promote them now. Let them play. Can't be any worse than what's been going on the pitch already. So,
yep.
Rory says I see a very tight match. So I think that United are going to punish Everton by their silly mess ups. So I'll say, like I said last night, 2-0. Mata gets 2. Saban said 2-0. Dan Jones said 2-1. Dylan said 2-1. Dan Jones says, I think Sanchez, yes, Alexis Sanchez will get 2 goals tomorrow. Wow. Okay. You know what? Spicy opinion there, Dan. I like it. Mandy says 3-2 late goal for us will be needed. God, I hope not. I don't know if my heart can take it anymore, people. But I am going to go with a 2-1 Manchester United win. And I'm going to say now it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. It's not going to be the greatest game to watch. And I think that's pretty much going to sum up the rest of our season because that's how we'll have to win for the rest of the season. So I think we're just going to have to win ugly. That's okay to have to win ugly. But I think that's just going to be what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to win this one ugly. And at 2-1, Everton picking up a goal, we just basically can guarantee that they're going to have some threatening moments because that's how our defense is. And I'm not even going to begin to predict who's going to score goals for us. I mean, maybe Martial because of the ability of him to score against Everton throughout his career. I don't know where goals are going to come from, people, but they're going to come from somewhere. And I hope that, honestly, my hope is that they absolutely put a battering to Everton and you come on here and you see me singing Ollies at the wheel again because that's what I hope. But it's not what I expect at the moment because it just looks like everybody's head is gone and everybody's given up, which is horrible. I don't know how that mentality leaked back in. Did Ollie get murdered by Mourinho and Mourinho's actually a shapeshifter and all of a sudden this is what's going on? I don't know.
I'll tell you what, that's a theory.
That is a theory and a half. And honestly, it's a scary one at that because I could see it being a fact. But people, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try and get you guys some Arthur before we go off the air. Let's see if he's outside the door. Arthur, you want to come say hi? Want to come say hi? Go on. Yeah.
And he's...
Oh, no, he's gone. Oh, no, he's back. Please. Good boy. Now he's running the channel, people. Arthur's back. He's a good boy. Thank you. So, Arthur.
I'll tell you what, he runs the channels better than Martial.
It is. That is an absolute fact. Arthur, I've got to ask you, who do you think is going to win tomorrow? Is it going to be Manchester United going to win tomorrow? He gave me kisses. That's a yes, people. Arthur says that Manchester United are going to win, so I've got to believe it too. I gotta believe it. Which, by the way, I do need to say, I know I've probably said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Thank you so much to Nicky Ducky for 2 things. Number 1, the pop doll he sent here from the UK. for free to me. And it's just a great add to the channel. It's a Paul Pogba pop figurine. Thank you very much for that. And then number 2, he also created the little watermark you'll see in the bottom right of my videos that says Red Bearded Red, where you can click to subscribe. So thank you to Nicky Ducky for both of those things. Really do appreciate it. But anyways, Matthew, we're done, baby. Welcome back. Anything you want to shout out, my friend?
I don't know, really. I don't know. There might be something linked in your description.
There definitely is.
I've not put in any thought whatsoever in the last week because it's like uni work. But if somehow there's any Tottenham watching after that Champions League quarter-final, I wouldn't call it a win because they still lost, but you know what I mean. Done 15% off every single Tottenham player. So that's a nice little ad. I was going to do Liverpool players as well because they progressed, but nope.
Nah, we don't do that for Liverpool. But people, you see that right there? That is beautiful. You need to get it. I've got more. Look at this. I've got this sitting on the desk. I've got more Matthew posters than most people in the world. I do know that there is somebody that out there that has, I think it's 12, if I remember correctly, Matthew.
And ironically, 12 Spurs ones.
Yes.
So, yeah.
An entire Spurs starting lineup.
I still don't understand that 12 frame Spurs posters. How big must your wall be? It must be the size of North.
It's the size of Texas. That's a compliment.
That's it. It's in your Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's it.
You know what? I bet you that's exactly what it is. They went into the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
What a legend.
We need a VAR poster, says Dan. You know what, Matthew? The banter that would be.
Is it that? I've thought of playing it for a while. I was going to try and slip was it no goal offside into my destination, but I thought I don't want to lose marks. but no, it was very, very tempting.
It's Pochettino, so he could move the posters around for his team sheet. You know what? I like it. I like that idea. Buy all of Matthew's posters to get your starting 11 made. I like it. Cannot confirm or deny if that will ever happen on the Red Bearded Red channel. I cannot confirm or deny anything. But people, thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. We will be live about 30 to 45 minutes after the match tomorrow, guaranteed, win or lose, because I highly doubt that I could be as pissed off as I was after the Barca match. So we will see you guys tomorrow, and I really do hope that you all have a great night, a great day, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Keep doing you, because I love you guys, and you guys are awesome. We'll catch you later.